gone from moderate and severe to extreme.
And severe, yeah. So it has just gotten worse. And then take a look at the air quality you were just talking about. And we are starting to see some of that impacted in the Portland metro area and the valley too. We have moderate conditions going on, and it's all because of these fires. We have so many fires burning right now in Oregon, and you can actually see the smoke from visible satellites. So I pulled one up for you, and as you can see right here, this one down towards Crater Lake, look at that smoke. It is just billowing up. I mean, some of that out there is cloud cover, so ignore that. But that right there is smoke, and that's coming on up into the valley. So don't be surprised if you see hazy conditions there. And of course, as you continue to pan back to the east here, you can still see some of these other fires. That big one growing over towards Baker City. You can see all of that smoke if you look really closely right there. That's rising up to the north. And of course, you have the one up near Mount Adams with that smoke going up too. And it's all because it has just been so dry. And so anything that sparks is just really getting out of hand, it seems, at this point. So please be careful. Now, I did want to get back to El Nino. You just heard a little bit about how it's going to be affecting California, and it could be a really good thing. But how about here in the Pacific Northwest? And it's funny to think about ocean water so far south from us, back down towards the equatorial Pacific, right up against South America. The heating of that is having this big impact on the weather here in the Pacific Northwest, and that it will have a bigger impact even as we head into the winter season. But it will, and that's thanks to these warmer waters, much warmer than normal. And what happens is it fuels the jet stream, and the jet stream is where these storms track. And so when we go into fall and we go into winter, we're used to it. We have these systems that come one after the other right through the Pacific Northwest. But when this storm track gets altered, now you start to see the storm track split more often than normal. And so now you get one that tends to be farther south. And so when that happens, you have these low pressure systems that are going across the south. You'll have some still come across the north, but we're not getting hit as many times. So that means more rain typically for California, and that typically means drier conditions for us too, and it can also mean warmer conditions as well. So this is a look at our winter outlook with this El Nino, perhaps the strongest on record in history. Those ocean waters just continue to heat up. We're going to be looking at warmer than average temperatures more than likely. When you go back and you look at every single El Nino that has hit and how it's had an effect on us here in the Pacific Northwest, just about every single time our temperatures have averaged out warmer than normal. So that is going to be highly likely for us. Does not mean that we won't get any cold snaps. Does not mean that we might not even see snow in Portland. It just means that as a whole, our temperatures will run quite a bit warmer, more than likely. Drier than normal conditions. Now, this can go either way. We have had dry winters when it comes to El Ninos. We've also had some that ended up a little bit wetter too. So that can kind of go either way. But when it comes to the snowpack, I want to go back to the warmer temperatures because it's more than likely they're going to be warmer. And so when it comes to the lower elevations in the mountains, when we do get that precip that comes in, it's warmer, and so sometimes it comes in as rain and not as snow, and so that can have a big impact on the snowpack. So that'll be something we'll be watching very closely this winter. And of course, we'll have to watch for severe beach erosion because that has been a problem for us here in the past as well. Back to today, we have cooled off a little bit, but we're still above average for us for this time of the year. Normal high 82 in Portland, and we're at 85, and that's where we are up and down I-5, still in the 90s back across central and eastern Oregon. We will see big changes tomorrow. In fact, tonight you'll notice those clouds rolling in to bring those changes. So 80s at 7 p.m. We're in the 70s as we head towards 10 and 11 o'clock. We're still looking at a muggy night and down into the low to mid 60s tonight. And here's this low that's going to be moving right over us, and so it's going to bring in decent rain chances from the coast through the valley and on up into the Cascades. So expect a big cool down and expect scattered showers. As far as rain totals go, we could be looking at 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch or more along coastal areas, perhaps a few hundredths of an inch to maybe up to 1/4 of an inch if we get a really nice downpour over us here in the valley. So it could be fluctuating, but many of us could see some showers tomorrow. You get east of the Cascades and we are going to be looking quite a bit drier. Your forecast for the coast, 60s tomorrow, areas of showers and cooler. I-5, 70s, low to mid 70s, mostly cloudy, showers in the afternoon. And then as you head east, 70s to even back to the 90s, back towards La Grande. And then for the Cascades, we may have to watch for a thunderstorm or two, and then it will be very breezy through the gorge, keeping that fire danger high. Once we get through tomorrow, though, the good news is for the weekend, if you have plans, it's looking nice and dry and pretty comfortable. More sunshine by Saturday afternoon, upper 70s, and then 80s starting Sunday and going into much of next week.
Okay, so tomorrow's going to be interesting because depending on where you live, you might see a lot of rain tomorrow.
That's right. So there could be these downpours, maybe even a straight thunderstorm. If that happens right over you, that's when you're going to get a lot of rain. Otherwise, some people will get missed. Not everybody will get hit by it, but I think many of us will get a little bit.
Well, it's welcome rain.
Yes, it is.